All of Western New York is, and that's the problem. All of Western New York is because it's Western New York should break off and just become its own state, but they're afraid because they keep relying on the Republicans to do it, but the Republicans' paycheck comes from the state. But no, I mean, it let's talk about, again, like social justice. This is what frustrates me is, all the politicians love to say, hey, it's this month is Black History Month. So for Black History Month, we'll name Main Street Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yeah, we'll continue to expand the war on drugs.
Sure.
New York State's botching legalization of cannabis.
Right.
We're going to expand the war on drugs, expand the war on guns, expand the war on poverty. We're going to over-police low-income neighborhoods. So you've done nothing to prevent issues. But we named a street after a black guy, so we're good. We're good. We're good, right? And it's the same thing with the Senecas. I mean, Kathy Hochul says, well, there's a school that no one's heard of that's named the Chiefs. That's a problem. Meanwhile, I'm going to use government force to steal $500 million from the Senecas to fund $1 billion organization and $1 billion owners.
Right. In record profit years.
Money that was earmarked, so I've been working with the Senecas on this, money that was earmarked to help the Senecas combat poverty. They were going to build nursing homes for their old elderly. They were going to combat addiction and alcoholism. Mm-hmm. So you stole from a poverty-stricken area to give the Pagulas a second boat.
Right.
But yet, naming a team the Chiefs is a problem.
And that's what we got to focus on.
If you go to the Senecas and ask them, what would you rather have? Community centers so that you're not combating addiction and alcoholism, or some school you've never heard of being called the Chiefs.
That's miles away.
They're going to say, why are you here? And are you stupid? And then the answer is going to be, well, if you're a politician, yes. The answer is yes. Yeah. But it's just this mental,
You're smiling over there. What you got?
You got something.
You just don't feel safe. I'm just you just don't feel safe. I just don't see the disconnect because
my thing is I feel safe because the SAFE Act.
Okay.
It says safe
it's in it.
Yeah.
It's in
That's the thing. If I ever win, I'm going to run things like the Unicorns and Rainbows Act and stuff.
Puppies and kittens.
Yeah, puppies and kittens.
Brett made a very nice comment. He said he would back a law that takes illegal guns off the street but doesn't affect law-abiding gun owners. We've always said that the SAFE Act and the Concealed Carry Improvement Act, all these gun laws that we have in New York could be amended that I think would make everyone happy in that they only apply in the commission of a crime. If you're just a normal dude going about your day-to-day business, who cares what you have? Who cares how your gun is configured? None of that matters. But if you use that firearm to commit a crime, then sure, throw the book at them because they have committed a crime now, right? And whatever.
The only dangerous slope on that is
a violent crime.
But it's technically a crime to engage somebody with a firearm, defensively.
My whole thing was, you're never going to stop illegal guns because technology is advancing beyond the government's reach. Mm-hmm. So 3D printing is light years ahead of where it was a couple of years ago. There's people that can actually 3D print an entire firearm now.
Absolutely.
And so, great, you prevented Brandon from selling anything that you deem scary, but for $2,000, I can buy a 3D printer and make it myself.
Sure, right.
Not even. They're like $300.
We've got a lathe. We've got a lathe over there.
I wouldn't know.
Anybody with a mill, you could make whatever you want
in your
own home, right? Yeah, because we've had that discussion too at the counter when the printing press was the only way to make a book, right? Like we had the First Amendment, and then when they came out with a printer that just goes burr. Okay, you still have the First Amendment. Just because it's easier to print a book, or now you have the internet where you don't even have to print anything. You can just publish like we are now. We can just put our thoughts out there for free, essentially, and there they are. But that, technology hasn't limited our rights. No. It's just technology progresses and continues.
And you can't stay on top of that. You're not going to stop it.
No, you never will.
One thing I want to do, maybe if I knew some guy that owned a gun store would help me do this.
Ghost gun.
That sounds scary. We need Scooby-Doo. You can build... I thought about doing this, but I was doing some... So this is actually a Dwayne Whitmer special. I was doing some research on, can you buy something that shoots a projectile from, Home Depot? And then I realized that I'm Googling, can you buy something that shoots a projectile from Home Depot?
You're wearing your hat, right?
And I thought, I hope the ATF doesn't shoot my dog. But yeah, you can make something that shoots it happened to the guy in Japan. They assassinated. Sure. Yeah. He shot. It was something you could make. You can make any. It's not going to be super impactful, or it's not going to be rapid fire. But yeah, you can build something that shoots a projectile at a decent clip from materials at Home Depot.
I can't think of the name of the company, but there's a company, if you watch Forgotten Weapons, he's featured them before. They make essentially a Gauss rifle. Josiah, are you familiar with what I'm talking about? Yeah. So this company makes a electronically fired...
What?
It's not really a gun, but it uses a battery and magnets. It's like a railgun, essentially, right? So you take any half-inch or smaller diametered metal rod, so just like threaded rod you could buy at any store, like rebar, anything like that. You cut them into any length you want to change your weight, therefore your velocity, and it's electric. You charge it up with a solar panel, you zip your thing out there, and it's in the infancy now. It's going to improve down the road.
I'm just glad it uses electric and not gas.
The thing that I enjoy about it, though, is I can't make gunpowder easily. Right, so
yes,
that is what I like about it, and it's renewable. You know,
it's renewable.
Greta will like it.
Kathy Hochul approves.
Yeah, exactly.